and welcome to the channel. My name is Armageddon. Today we're going to be playing this week's Midweek Magic event, which is a Phantom bot draft of Duskmourn House of Horror. Now, I'm glad that this is the free event, where there's not much on the line, because I haven't played very much Duskmourn Limited, so I'm not as familiar with the cards in this set as I have been with some of the previous sets. Anyway, as always, you get 2 individual card rewards of at least rare for your first 2 wins in Midweek Magic, and then a mystery cosmetic for your 3rd win. So let's dive right in and see what we open. Okay. So I don't think the ley lines are as strong in Limited as they are in Constructed, and I haven't seen Leyline of Transformation in Constructed play, so I don't think that's good. I think Norin seems pretty good. Ticket Booth could be good. Cynical Loner could be good to enable Delirium, but as a 3/1 for 2 mana, it's likely to trade. Now, it can't be blocked by Glimmers, which are 1/1. Most of them are 1/1 Glimmer tokens, although there are the rare Glimmers as well, and I think some others. We could also go with Murder. Murder is a classic. Derelict Addict Widow's Walk looks like a decent value play. Cathartic Parting doesn't look too great. It's more of a sideboard card for Constructed. Glimmer Burst seems like fine card draw, maybe a little dirtly. Impossible Inferno, probably good if you can enable Delirium, and mediocre without it. So I'm leaning toward just take the solid removal spell with Murder, or go with one of the aggressive Cynical Loner or Norin Swift Survivalist. And I kind of like the idea of a 2/1 for 1 mana. Also, Norin's ability means that you don't lose attacking creatures, because you can exile it and then play it from exile. Now you have to replay the creature from exile, and you can only replay it this turn, so that is a drawback. It is good, as I've seen from another content creator, with Manifest Dread. So if you flip a creature face down with Manifest Dread, or even an enchantment, like a Room enchantment, face down, you can flip it face up by putting it in exile and then replaying it from exile. So that's an interesting interaction. So Norin seems like a Manifest Dread synergy card, and Cynical Loner like a Delirium synergy card. Delirium is pretty good if you can enable it. So I'm not sure what to take here. I think we'll try Cynical Loner. Okay, let's see here. Fear of the Dark seems pretty mediocre. Let's Play a Game seems pretty mediocre unless you can enable Delirium. Creating extra creatures isn't bad with Razorkin Horde Caller. It is a bit pricey and a little understated as a 4/4 for 5. It does have haste. Rampaging Soul Rager is a secret blue-red gold card. And then I don't think I want to follow up Cynical Loner with Shrewd Storyteller. I'm also led to understand that green-white is not one of the stronger archetypes. Twist Reality could be fine. Fear Fail Tests, a 2/7 for 5. And with that body, its ability is really kind of incongruous or even contradictory with what you want to be doing with the 2/7. The 2/7 is not an aggressive creature. If you can connect with it, of course, that's great, but what are the odds of doing that? Bashful Beastie could be fine. Manifest Dread is pretty strong. But I think we'll take Let's Play a Game and go for Delirium. It's a little bit of a funny thing that I'm going that way when I played the Delirium in a previous Midweek Magic event when Duskmourn first came out, and it didn't seem, the jump-in packet of Delirium didn't seem very strong to me. Glassworks is fine removal. Shattered Yard is a slow win condition. Fear of being hunted is aggressive. Its low toughness does mean that you're likely to trade down, which is a bit of a problem. But it is good if you can give it first strike. Fear of exposure. Inquisitive Glimmer is pretty strong. Balemark Leech. I don't have any enchantments or rooms, so right now it's a vanilla 2/2. So the black cards aren't particularly impressive. Grand Entryway could be fine. I'm not sure how good black-white is. But I think with the cards that I have, I'm probably better off going black-red Delirium. So I think we'll take Glassworks here. As removal. Commune with Evil could enable Delirium, because you're putting 3 cards into your graveyard along with Commune with Evil. You also gain 3 life, which is different from how most black card draw works. I don't think Cackling Slasher is very good. Cracked Skull. Fear of Burning Alive would be pretty good as a top-end finisher. I'm not sure how well I can enable its Delirium ability of dealing non-combat damage to an opponent. If you have Delirium enabled when you play Fear of Burning Alive, it triggers its own ability. So that's something to be said for it, so we'll try it. I might take a Commune with Evil if I see one later. Not sure about Hand That Feeds. Killer's Mask comes attached to a creature that you manifest Dread. Conductive Machete gives buffs to power and toughness, but it's expensive. 4 mana to play and 4 mana to equip. Whereas Killer's Mask only gives menace, but it's only 3 mana to play and 2 to equip. Do I want to dip into a different color? Horde Vigor could be fine as a combat trick. Erratic Apparition looks like a secret blue-white gold card. Fear of Immobility, you're usually used to seeing this ability of stunning an opposing creature on a 3-mana creature, but that's still a useful ability. You're also usually used to seeing it in blue. Friendly Ghost doesn't seem that great. I'm not sure what to take here. I think we'll take the Killer's Mask. Vengeful Possession would be good if I already had a sacrifice outlet. Seeing lots of Fear of the Dark. It is an enchantment creature for Delirium purposes, so that's 2 types. So that would be good, actually, even just to get into the graveyard, although I'm not sure how much self-mill or discard there is. To get Booth, Tunnel of Hate would be good with the Fear of Being Hunted, because you can give the Fear of Being Hunted double strike, and then opponent has to block it, so you're effectively always killing an opponent's creature. I think I like that. So we seem pretty committed to black-green. Manifest Dread is also good at enabling Delirium because you look at two cards. Manifest one is a 2/2 and the other one goes in the graveyard. And for that reason, I think I take Innocuous Rat. Okay. I'm pretty deep into black-red, so I don't know if I want something like Fear of Infinity or Underwater Tunnel. Although Underwater Tunnel Slimy Aquarium would be good with my Manifest Dread cards like Ticket Booth, Killer's Mask, Innocuous Rat. Not sure about the fixing. Peculiar Lighthouse isn't going to come back, but that would actually make something splashing like Fear Infinity not that impossible. And it's actually not the worst idea, because so far all three of my red cards are enchantments. But I think probably safer to take the Derelict Attic. Okay. Well, attacking the box isn't artifact creature, so that's 2 types for Delirium. But maybe we take Impossible Inferno? Although, I mean, I do have Innocuous Rat, Killer's Mask, Ticket Booth to manifest Dread and help enable Delirium. Cynical Loner helps enable Delirium. I'm not quite sure how many Delirium enablers to payoffs you want. I think we'll take the Impossible Inferno. Alright, then we'll take Murky Sewer. Maybe we splash blue. I can put cards like Fear of the Dark in the graveyard with Cynical Loner. Of course, that relies on Cynical Loner surviving to your second main phase. I saw a number of Fear of the Dark, so I think we might be able to pick one up here. And I think I need an early creature. And I do have a decent number of enchantments to go with Baelmerk Leech. And they're all rooms, so not only will it trigger off them entering, but it'll also trigger when I unlock the room. Don't think I like Cracked Skull, although it is an enchantment. Give in to violence. The red mana combat trick is actually a lot better. The one that manifests dread when your creature dies after you pump it with the combat trick. Precisely because it manifests dread. So for that reason, I think I'm going to take Innocuous Rat. I'm really hoping to open some sacrifice outlets, which will be good with Innocuous Rat, because Innocuous Rat is kind of small for a 2-drop. Winter Misanthropic Guide. I am black-red, so I could try to splash green, and he is a powerful Delirium payoff. I think if I were in one of my base colors were green, I think that would be a possibility, because then I'm more likely to pick up the fixing in green that I would need to splash Winter, but I'm not sure about the colorless fixing. There are the common dual lands, it is true, but I think probably I should be taking something like Scorching Dragonfire as the safe bet. So we'll do that. Okay, unfortunately, none of the cards in black and red are multiple types. So Bedhead Beastie for Mountain Cycling, Resurrected Cultist. The one toughness is just so bad in a format with Glimmer tokens. Vile Mutilator seems a bit expensive, but it is a sacrifice outlet. And honestly, I think it's the best in black or red. Okay, turn inside out. That was the combat trick I was thinking of. I might take that here. Live or Die. I already have clunky removal with Impossible Inferno. Saw actually might not be a bad choice since it is a repeatable sacrifice outlet. Gives some card draw. It's not the most expensive, too. It's 2 mana to play, 2 to equip. There is a turn inside out, though, which is a pretty good combat trick. Also has been a standard all-star, especially while the Leyline of Resonance wasn't banned in Best of 1. I think turn inside out is enough better that I want to take it over Saw. Maybe we don't play Give Into Violence. Nowhere to Run. That's decent removal. Valgavoth's Faithful. I do have Vile Mutilator, which I could try and put in the graveyard with cards like Cynical Loner to then reanimate with Valgavoth's Faithful. Although then I'm not triggering the cast additional cost, which is actually kind of what I want Vile Mutilator for. Vicious Clown. 2/3 is not that great. Although I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that work with it. And the Innocuous Rats also work with when they die. I think, though, I take another Innocuous Rat here. Maybe that's reason to keep Give In to Violence, to have an extra combat trick to go with my Innocuous Rats. Malevolent Chandelier is a way of nullifying opponent's Delirium synergies, but I feel like it's just so slow. And I've already got Vile Mutilator as some slow top end. So I think it's either Spectral Snatcher or Bedhead Beastie. They're both 6 mana. My curve is actually pretty low. The rooms are all stacked up because it looks at their combined mana value, but this is really a 3-drop. This is really a 3-drop. This is really a 3-drop. Alright, I have 11 black cards and 6 red cards, so I think I'm more likely to need Bedhead Beastie to find a mountain than I am to need Spectral Snatcher, to find a swamp. So we'll take Bedhead Beastie here. Alright. Cracked Skull, which I'm not planning on playing the copy I already have. And another Bedhead Beastie doesn't seem that exciting, so I think it's Saw as a sacrifice outlet that's aggressively slanted, which is kind of what I'm trying to do. Strangled Cemetery. That could allow me to splash Winter, and I think Winter was pack 2, pick 2. And I like it better than any of the other choices of Valgavoth's Faithful or Cracked Skull. This is really only good if Cynical Loner can put Vile Mutilator in the graveyard, which is not necessarily a reliable option. So we'll take Strangled Cemetery in the off chance that Winter comes back. He does not. I guess I'll take another Give In to Violence. Resurrected Cultist just seems so bad. I'll take another Bedhead Beastie. Found Footage looks like mediocre Delirium Enabler. It's possible that its ability to let you look at face down creatures your opponents control could be useful, so that they don't surprise you with a creature they've got face down that they turn face up. And then Surveil 2 is good for enabling Delirium. So I think I like that better than a Spectral Snatcher. Nothing there. Well, if I were in green, greenhouse would let me cast winter easily. Red-white, apparently pretty strong archetype. Not sure how good Midnight Mayhem is in that. Obviously, we're not in red-white. Boiler Bilge's Ripper is a sacrifice outlet. I could take another Killer's Mask. I think I want my curve to be a bit lower, so I think we'll take Killer's Mask. If Boiler Bilge's Ripper did more damage, I think it would be more appealing. Okay, and then here... Oh, Hallowed Haunting from the Special Guests. That would be great in a white enchantment deck. Glimmerlight has, from what I've seen of it from other content creators, been pretty effective. But I think I take Withering Torment as an efficient removal spell. What do you do? This is a sacrifice outlet, and even if you pay full cost 4 mana, 5 damage for 4 mana is not the worst. 3 is kind of the usual cost for a red spell that deals 5 damage. I could take another turn inside out, but I feel like some removal is good, especially removal that doubles as a sacrifice outlet. Okay. This is pretty good. Norin, Clockwork Percussionist. I think Clockwork Percussionist is the pick. It's an artifact creature. It gives you card advantage when it dies. It's great sacrifice fodder. Another turn inside out, I wouldn't say no to, but I think Clockwork Percussionist is the pick here. Okay, I could grab another Cynical Loner. Infernal Phantom. The number of enchantments that I have has, as a proportion of my deck, has decreased considerably. I got all of those rooms in Pack 1 and then haven't seen any since, so I don't think Infernal Phantom is that good. And the Scary Clown, I think, is a better version of it, since it's more reliable and it's cheaper. Grab the prize. I don't think I want Grab the Prize. I think maybe it's another Cynical Loner. A full playset of Innocuous Rat, is that a bit much? That doesn't seem like a bad ability, giving something an attacking creature first strike. Trial of Agony. Letting the opponent choose which one takes 5 damage and which one can't block, maybe not the greatest. I am a little short on 4s. Currently I have Let's Play a Game. So I think we'll take Most Valuable Slayer here. Winter's Intervention. Tough pick, because I wouldn't mind another Clockwork Percussionist. I've got Turn Inside Out, sort of a combat trick trade, Given to Violence, Nowhere to Run, Betrayer's Bargain, Scorching Dragonfire, Glassworks, Withering Torment. So maybe it's another Clockwork Percussionist over a removal spell. Oh, Razor Trap Gorge would be nice, but Sawblade Skin Ripper is just what we're looking for here. So that was a lucky draw. I don't like any of these. Boiler Bilge's Ripper I would be the most likely to play because it's a sacrifice outlet, but I don't think it's making the cut. We'll put it in for now. Balemerk Leech. The first one's not looking as impressive anymore now that I have a lot fewer enchantments. Not sure about Hand That Feeds, but it is a Delirium payoff. And it's aggressive, so that could be fine. I think I like Glimmerlight more than Fear of the Dark. Oh, and we get another Turn Inside Out. I don't know if grab the prize makes the cut, but I think we take it here. And Malevolent Chandelier, last pick. So I think what I'll do is I'll go off camera to build the deck, then I'll show you the finished product and get into some gameplay. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here's what I went with. We're playing 16 lands. Because our curve is actually fairly low, I only kept one each of 4, 5, and 6, not counting the rooms, because all of the rooms that I have, the side I'm likely to unlock first, all enter at 3 mana. We kept one Killer's Mask, which is nice because it comes attached to a creature. I only have 11 creatures, but I do have Glimmerlight, Killer's Mask, make creatures, and then so does Turn Inside Out, although you're having to trade a creature off to make that happen. But that still seems fine. So we have closer to 15 creatures. So I think we'll give this a shot. So I'll see you in gameplay. Okay. On the play, both of my lands are mountains, but my only black spell is Cynical Loner. I don't think I want to go down to 6. So I think we'll take a risk and give this a shot. Alright, no turn 2 play. A little unfortunate. Opponent off to a slow start. Plays Ragged Playmate. There's our swamp. Perfect timing also. This was when I wanted to draw a third land. So I could play Skin Ripper and hold back with Percussionist, or play Cynical Loner, attack with Percussionist, and try and trade off Percussionist for a Ragged Playmate with Turn Inside Out, which I don't mind, because then I would be getting at least 3 card types in the graveyard for Delirium. So I think we'll try that. See if we can't turbo enable Delirium. Alright, opponent goes for it. And we can play the card we exile with Percussionist until the end of our next turn. And I don't have that many expensive spells, so chances are good that I'll be able to cast what I find off Percussionist. I've already got instant in graveyard with Turn Inside Out, so I think we choose Withering Torment and put Mountain in graveyard, and then I think that basically means we've enabled Delirium. And we hit Mountain off the Percussionist. Yeah, so whereas Delirium seemed difficult to enable in the jump-in Delirium packet, it's been much more easy to enable in the regular draft format. And then Cynical Loner is going to be able to put something in the graveyard. I've already enabled Delirium, so there's not really anything that I want to put in the graveyard. I guess I could put a land in the graveyard, thin out the deck. If I'd kept my more expensive creatures and taken like Valgavoth's Faithful, then those would be good to put in the graveyard. And then I can't use all of my mana, so the most efficient play is the Skin Ripper. Opponent has something they can do for 1 mana. And that's enough for opponent. Alright. Well, we're off to a good start. Let's see what our first rare reward is. Tenth District Hero. Alright. As far as I can tell, that hasn't seen much constructed play, but that might be interesting in a Brawl deck, like with Delny as your commander or something like that, although maybe actually not with Delny, because Delny cares about having smaller creatures, and 10th District Hero gets pretty big. Anyway, on we go. Okay, on the play, again with all mountains, but again we also only have 1 black card, although it would be nice to play that on 2. And then Clockwork Percussionist could get in a hit or 2. And then I hope to draw a Turn Inside Out to go with it. So then I think we'll try it. And we see how much easier it can be to enable Delirium. We enable Delirium all in one go. So Swamp obviously would be my best draw. Nowhere to run. Opponent plays Keys to the House. So that's colorless fixing. Or you can use that to reactivate rooms. So we'll at least be able to play Glassworks next turn, if we don't draw a Swamp. We draw another black spell. Well, this might not be working out. And we might be regretting not mulliganing to 6 to try and get both colors. Mountain, probably our worst draw. Unidentified hover ship is definitely bad because it exiled the Clockwork Percussionist. I mean, them exiling my 1-drop. There's our swamp. I mean, I guess I could unlock Shattered Yard. If I'd had one more swamp, I could play Derelict Attic and Innocuous Rat. I think we draw and try to hit another swamp. Alright. Here, Burning Alive, not really looking impressive. I can unlock Widow's Walk. Then I'm playing Saw. I could play Nowhere to Run and Saw. I think we play Innocuous Rat and Saw. Nowhere to Run, also great sacrifice fodder. Now I guess I could have equipped Saw. I'm not upset about them using a removal spell on my 2-drop, except that it was Scorching Dragonfire, so it was exiled. And I really wanted to manifest Dread with that. So opponent's been really obnoxious in not letting me reach Delirium. Opponent, meanwhile, is close to getting Delirium themselves. So I think I will remove Hand That Feeds and play my own copy. And I'll remember to equip Saw this time. Alright, we'll take it. I'm assuming opponent either wants to chump Clockwork Percussionist and draw a card off it, or they have a combat trick. So I think we'll attack with Hand That Feeds. This triggers I don't really want to sacrifice anything to Betrayer's Bargain. Since I'm either sacrificing Hand That Feeds, which I don't really want to do, or an enchantment, and I already have an enchantment in the graveyard. So I could just pay 4, and I think I kill the face down card. And then play Cynical Loner. Yeah, and now opponent makes the mistake of playing their turn inside out when I exiled their creature. So now they suffer the effect. So that worked out pretty well. And then what was it? It was just a land, but anyway, not too bad. Alright. So opponent likely to trade Clockwork Percussionist for Cynical Loner. Sacrifice Innocuous Rat so we can manifest Dread. We draw Skin Ripper. I've got Creature, Instant, Enchantment. Clockwork Percussionist gives us Delirium. So we'll manifest Ticket Boot. Opponent chumps with the Percussionist. It's Trial of Agony. I mean, I guess I can move Saw to spend my mana, but there's not really any point. So not the most efficient turn. Alright, well, Hand That Feeds, I've got Delirium enabled, and that's enough for opponent. Alright, so it took us a while to get Delirium, but we finally got there. And once we were able to enable it, it didn't take us too much work to enable it once we got there. Alright. So this Black-Red Delirium deck has been playing a lot better than the Delirium jump-in deck, I have to say. Let's see what our next rare reward is. Doomsday Excruciator. Part of a mill combo deck in Standard. I have to say that just at face value, it doesn't seem very good. It's a very prohibitive casting cost, 6 black mana specifically, and then you're milling out faster than your opponent with Doomsday Excruciator in play. And it's only 6/6. Like, if it were I don't know, a 10/10? I guess that would be worth it. I don't know. Anyway, on we go. Okay. On the draw, so far my impression is that this set is pretty assertive. Although we've had some opponents with slower starts, but you do want to get off to a fast start. So being on the draw, a little unfortunate, but we do have an early play with Innocuous Rat. We have both our colors for once, although we managed to not get punished too badly. We were greedy and got rewarded the first 2 games. And then we've got some cheap removal with Scorching Dragonfire, and then Most Valuable Slayer turns Innocuous Rat into an actual threat. If we can't, but I would prefer to get something like Turn Inside Out. Anyway, I think we keep this. Alright, Derelict Attic, that gives us a 3 mana play, that's pretty useful. Opponent mono black so far. And we hit our 4th land too, which is useful. Okay, opponent is white-black. Plays Resurrected Cultist. I could Scorching Dragonfire that, and that would actually not be bad, because that would exile it so they don't get it back. But Innocuous Rat blocks it just fine, so that means that they might have to spend a removal spell on my 2-drop. That's a 1/1. So I think we be efficient and play Derelict Attic here. No attacks. Not bad, another land is fine. Clockwork Percussionist. The opponent doesn't attack. Okay, so I could play Cynical Loner and Scorching Dragonfire. Could play Most Valuable Slayer. Although I don't really want to attack with the Innocuous Rat, because then they can attack with the Resurrected Cultist, and I don't want to block with my Most Valuable Slayer. I could unlock Widow's Walk. But I think what we do is we play Cynical Loner, hold up Scorching Dragonfire. And if the opponent doesn't present a better target, we'll Dragonfire the Resurrected Cultist. Okay. Opponent plays Defiled Crypt Cadaver Lab. So we'll Dragonfire the Cultist. Nowhere to run. So, Clockwork Percussionist and either unlock. Widow's Walk is only if you're attacking alone, whereas I definitely want to attack with multiple creatures, so I think it's Most Valuable Slayer here. And then what to put in the graveyard. I think we put a land in the graveyard. I've got 6, so I don't need more lands. And lands can be difficult to put in the graveyard. Unless I manifest Dread and get a land to put in the graveyard. But since we haven't manifested Dread yet, well, bit of a shame to not have Delirium enabled for Impossible Inferno. But I kind of want to get this Fear of the Dark out of the way, because I don't have... I guess I could... unlock Widow's Walk and attack with just one creature, but then they're not likely to block. And then they just attack me back with Fear of the Dark. So I think it's just remove Fear of the Dark and attack in. Then we've got instant and land. So I can enable Delirium if I put Clockwork Percussionist in the graveyard. So we've got Delirium enabled. I don't have any Delirium payoffs. Opponent, meanwhile, is down to 6. And I've got more removal in hand, as long as they don't have another Fear of the Dark. They have a reanimation spell. Looks like they have the 1 mana removal, where you sacrifice a creature or enchantment to exile a creature. Yeah. Alright, well, it's a good thing I have Widow's Walk then. They also gained life off Emerge from the Cocoon, which was really obnoxious. So it's unfortunate that I don't have Most Valuable Slayer, because I would have been able to attack and give my attacking creature Death Touch and First Strike. Opponent trades. We hit a land. Nowhere to run his flash. Hopefully they don't have more reanimation. They do. I forgot about the, what do you call it? I wish I had my exile spell for that Fear of the Dark. It's been really obnoxious. we'll take the Cynical Loner because we can turn it face up at any time. And if worse comes to worse, we can always just ping opponent with Shattered Yard. You have to be kidding me. At least it has a finality counter on it. This is really obnoxious. Alright. So on the bright side, Fear of the Dark does not gain Menace and Death Touch because I now have a Glimmer creature. I think we unlock Glassworks and kill the token. Alright, we're empty-handed, so I don't have to discard. I like that. Opponent hits the land. Innocuous Rat. No attacks. Opponent is on a 6-turn clock. They don't have any more creatures in graveyard for Rite of the Moth. Oh. I didn't realize they discarded the Vile Mutilator. Oh, that would have been what they discarded to Fanatic of the Herring. Well, this is obnoxious that I'm going to lose this game, apparently. Fear of Burning Alive. Alright, I have 9 mana, so I can equip Glimmerlight, cast Fear of Burning Alive. It does 4 damage, so I can kill 1 blocker. It also deals 4 damage to the opponent. So I think the opponent is dead here. Looks like they have something they can do at instant speed. We won't get the benefit of Widow's Walk because I'm definitely attacking with everyone. But even if they have removal from one of my creatures at instant speed, they're still basically dead. Yes! Alright. Got through a very obnoxious Reanimator deck. And let's see what our mystery cosmetic is. No surprise, it's Parallax card style of Anthropede, I mean, which is probably playable in Duskmourn Limited because you're likely to encounter rooms, but I'm not sure. I certainly haven't seen it in any constructed format because you just never know if your opponent's going to play rooms or not. Anyway, there we go. Let's take a quick look at the deck. So, like I was saying a number of times, it was a lot easier to enable Delirium in the Duskmourn Limited format than in Jump-In, which I think makes Red-Black a lot stronger, as we saw from the gameplay. Sawblade Skin Ripper, we didn't get to see it in action, but opponent conceded when I played it, so they obviously thought it was a big problem. Fear of Burning Alive. Having Delirium enabled that last game was pretty key. And that Feeds did some work. Cynical Loner did some work as well. I think we managed to, a couple of times, put cards into our graveyard to help enable Delirium. Clockwork Percussionist was great, enabling Delirium by being 2 card types. Saw was pretty good, that one game. Our removal was good. Turn Inside Out was good. The Innocuous Rats were good. Manifest Dread just seems to be a strong limited mechanic. And then our room enchantments were all pretty good. And then Killer's Mask we never saw, but I think since it said Manifest Dread on it, that it was a pretty decent card. Alright, so that'll do it for today's gameplay. Thanks very much for watching. If you thought I should have made any different decisions in the draft or during gameplay, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye.